What do you pack for a baby that's not coming home? I remember crying as they wheeled her through. He's out, his phone's dead, I'm in labour. My baby had gastroschisis, it is a birth defect. I did a whole part 1. That was all about the pregnancy and finding out. And this one is going to be about the birth and the labour. It's all starting to get a bit intense now, okay? Apart from entertainment purposes, my aim with these videos is to reach the people that I was trying to find when I was pregnant. I left the last story time on a bit of an EastEnders cliffhanger. But I miss when EastEnders used to be good, you know. I was a soap. Yeah. Right, you'll hear about a birth story. I was in and out of hospital for about a week to 10 days before this happened. The last time I left, this doctor was basically saying that you're only 35 weeks, so the likeliness is unlikely, despite the Great Ormond Street website saying this. I go to bed 36 weeks pregnant, and the following week I have a planned cesarean, 37 weeks. She can't handle birth, she's too small. Am I organised for that? No. Am I a fraud? My organised bubble? Kind of, like organised in the cupboards mainly. Because I'm not organised bubble, bitch! Cesarean scheduled for the following week. Do you say scheduled or scheduled? I can't get along with scheduled. It sounds like I've got a speech impediment. Despite having that plan, did I have a hospital bag? No. This is your sign, if you are pregnant, to just do the hospital bag. I also weirdly predicted this. My little sister, one of them, is born on Halloween. And these are our messages where I basically say, I've just got a weird feeling about your birthday. And I said that in July. If I told someone that, they'd be like, yeah, cool, you had a feeling, did you? Which brings me to 1 AM on Halloween. Go back to sleep, wake up again, stomach pains. Go back to sleep, wake up again, stomach pain. And I've just told a doctor that she should take me seriously, but who's not taking me seriously? Me. I'm like, oh, probably Braxton Hicks. I don't even know what Braxton Hicks really is. I've just heard people say that, and I just rolled with it. Naomi calls me.
This is Naomi. Hello.
If you don't know Naomi, then you need to watch some more of my videos. She'll hate me saying that, sorry. She'll tell me to delete the funny ones, they're so funny. I'm not going to delete them. She rings me in the morning, as she does. She's a mum of 3. She's alarmed, as she should be. I'm like, yeah, it's nothing. She's like, you could be in labour right this second. Calm down, this little bit dramatic. And listen, I didn't have time to be in labour that day. I had really important things to do that day. Dye my eyebrows, dye my hair, paint my nails. It's not like, oh, I might be in a hospital for, I don't know, how long do normally people go in hospital for with their baby? A day, 2 days, come home. Was looking at weeks, months. I at least wanted to go in there looking half decent, you know? It did convince me to start tracking my potential contractions. Looking at this now is hilarious because they were so frequent. Literally every 5 to 10 minutes. But no, what you want about? I've got time here. One of the main reasons why I wasn't organised and I was putting everything off to the last minute. What about if it doesn't happen, if something goes wrong? What do you pack for a baby that's not coming home? What do you pack for yourself when you might not come home? Because of the situation, I had the London hospital and my local hospital as 2 points of call. The plan was to give birth in London so that she could get help as quick as she needed, but I wasn't sure who to contact first. Saying that out loud, it seems obvious. Call the London one, go to London. But the side of me that was half hoping I wasn't in labour was like, I'll go local. My dad was insisting. I probably should have listened to my dad, but I did in fact go to my local hospital. Not before going into freeze mode and panicking.
Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
I'd love to say that I don't regret not washing my hair and just doing the rest, but honestly, a month passed and my hair hadn't seen a drop of water.
The fucking hair is frazzled.
Anyway, you'll find out why all that happened in the hospital one. Then I enter the waiting room that I end up in for a long time. Most people would have gone up to the desk and been like, just a little update on me, you know, I think that maybe my waters have broken. Do you know what I actually wanted to do? Get up and go home. I sent my cousin this gift saying, still here. It's been 3 hours and it's 7 o'clock at night. And I was on my own. 8 o'clock, it's been 4.5 hours. Rather than go and ask someone like the update or anything, I went online. It says, if you have any of these signs or symptoms before your 37th week of pregnancy, you may be experiencing preterm labour. So I ticked what applied to me. Change in your vaginal discharge, blah, 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 tick. Pressure in your pelvis or lower belly, tick. Constant dull backache, question mark. My back is killing me. I don't know if it's these shit chairs though, or labour. Oh, what could it be? Belly cramps with or without diarrhea, tick. Regular or frequent contractions, tick. Your water's broken, question mark, not sure. My leggings are potentially drenched. When I got up to go to the toilet, the chair was a bit wet and I was embarrassed. And Oi, I'm literally leaking though, I swear. Cindy, the TV's leaking!
Cindy! The TV's leaking!
No, what if that's your waters, for fuck's sake? Which is what a normal person probably would have thought, but no, not me. None of them are a no. Tell me why I'm still not convinced I'm in preterm labour.
I think she's just living in dream world.
I was more panicking about the fact I was there than the fact that I could actually be birthing a baby. Not only just birthing a baby early that the guts rang out. 6 hours later, I haven't said a peep. I haven't asked a single question. I've just been watching everyone else in the waiting room get up and ask. I've been monitoring who was there before me. Does everyone do that? I am never going to be that person that's like, this is ridiculous, the NHS. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to message people and say, oh my god, I'm fucking starving. So 6+ hours later of me not saying a single word, leaking on the chair, I get called in. You know, when they ask you what's wrong, I think I could be in labour. They're like, oh, okay, take a seat. We'll see, what did they say? We'll see if your waters have broke or... And if you think you're not going to know what a mucus plug looks like, you know. Laid up on the bed, right? Legs akimbo. Is that what I'm saying? They put that thing in you, put it out. They were going to go away and then come back and let me know. I didn't need to be let know. Like, what they put in the bin, I knew. Robbie doesn't really go out. The one time he's out, his phone's dead. Yeah, so he's out, his phone's dead, I'm in labour, and it's an emergency situation.
Where was the teamwork? Where was the spirit? Where was the communication?
To be honest, on this occasion, I was happy to be wrong. I was happy to be sounding slightly dramatic. But unfortunately, look, listen, if I'm always right, I'm always right. What can I say? It feels like a mic. Sound of the underground. Do you remember the sound? Up to the electric lights. Ring his friend, he doesn't answer. I message that I think I'm in labour. But once they realise I'm in labour, they're like, okay, let's take you down to the labour ward or whatever. And I was thinking, I'm not having the baby here. So in comes the doctor from a couple of days ago and she recognises me. She's like, do you remember me? And I was like, yeah, oh shit. Do you know how these people usually seem very calm? She was quite frantic. She's like, do I need to check you again? You look very calm. Are you having contractions right now? Because I was hooked up to the machine. Try and give me a blood test or anything to do with blood or cuts. I'm fainting, I'm dramatic. Stomach pains, I can handle a lot more. Like, my pain threshold is higher. I don't actually think it's anything to do with pain threshold for me. It's all in my mind. If you've watched my fainting story times, which were a few years ago, there's a pattern of when I have an issue. Kind of off topic, but I thought that Billy broke her ankle and was walking on it from falling off the bed, and it was making me feel physically sick that I fainted multiple times, and my auntie and cousin had to come around and save me. Contractions, I was okay with at this point. Obviously, this could be a whole different story, 6 centimetres, 7 centimetres, but I think I was about 4 or 5 centimetres. So that doctor is then running around trying to sort me out transport to get to the hospital. She was just pretty frantic, but I was quite calm because I just knew I would 100% drive myself. I didn't have any doubt in me because there was absolutely no way on earth I was having that baby in that hospital.
I ain't staying here.
If they're not taking the baby's guts hanging out as serious when I'm pregnant, what are they going to do when she's here, eh? Because everyone at the other hospital, they're used to that. It's like just common, it's not even rare, it's just like a thing, like, you know. Finally, Robbie gets hold of me, he's on his way. Now he sounds frantic as well. And then they confirmed that they sorted out an ambulance for me to go to London, but then she wanted to check me again because she was worried it was too late. And again, I was like, listen, it's never too late because I'm going. And then she just ran off, and we all was blue lit to London. Sound like this. I'm making cars move out of the way right now. Oh, by the way, I didn't speak to my dad very much because he was right. I'm not going to tell you he was right because he'd be like, you idiot, you should go to London. I told you you should go to London. And once we got to London, the rush seemed no more. The urgency seemed to have gone. In my head, you get rushed in because it was now an emergency C-section. Blue lit, bam, in, baby, out. But it wasn't like that. Basically, it was really like, go, 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 go. Then it was like, la. So I was in the toilet and I look in the toilet and I was like, that's a bit weird. Like, it just didn't look right. And I could have so easily just not told anyone. But something inside me said, you should probably tell the midwife. Is it the midwife? I don't know who's who. So she came in and she was like, oh my God. And we couldn't believe it. A bit of her intestine was in the toilet. Oh, I'm joking. You probably didn't get fooled by that joke because I didn't do it in the filming like I did on my TikTok. Anyway, the baby's pooed. In hindsight, that's actually amazing for a gastroschisis baby because that's such a big thing in hospital. I didn't realise that at the time. I wish someone told me, actually, that was a quite a good thing. But obviously that made it even more of a, we need to get this baby out. Like Billy was saying, listen, get that fire extinguisher off. Although I was calm, I did have this real apprehensive, weird feeling of like I'm about to go give birth to a baby that I probably can't hold. And that's such a strange feeling, because all you ever know about pregnancy and birth is that you have this baby, they lay on your chest and all this. It's like, oh, like that's not going to be us. But then I did see online some gastroschisis moms where they did get to have even 10 seconds by their head or something. Obviously you don't know that, that's not guaranteed, and their intestines being like secured and safely wrapped up is obviously more important than that. I couldn't help but keep thinking something could go wrong. I didn't explain this bit correctly. I wanted to know worst case scenarios in every situation, because I don't know, I like to know that. Most people probably wouldn't want to know that. And I did ask, if something's going to go wrong, is it in pregnancy or in birth? Bearing in mind this is all small percentages. And they said, you know, I don't know, more likely in birth or post-birth. And sorry, Billy's laughing at me. This is what I'm filming without naps. She doesn't nap anymore. Hence the big break on YouTube. Oh, yeah. Mentally, I'm a horse leaping over hurdles. Pregnancy, completed it, mate. And then the next stuff was everything they told me worst case scenario could happen after she's born. I said the stomach pains didn't bother me, but having an injection and then cutting me open, the thought of that is my idea of absolute hell. I don't care if I can't feel it, I don't care, it's the literal thought of it, it just makes me shudder. And I didn't realise that the anaesthetist like runs the whole show. Someone that's a bit obsessed with crime documentaries, you've got to know the mental state of the person. I'm like, you're right, yeah? Happy in your life, happy in yourself. And he was like, yeah, all good. I was like, and I was just chewing their ear off, as you can imagine. Poor people. I laid on the bed, I'm numb. That's just the weirdest feeling, isn't it? And then bam, she's born, and I was so relieved to hear her screaming, because that was another thing they were saying, she might not be able to breathe and all this stuff. So screaming, breathing, great. And then I see them just take her past me. She's doing the Mexican wave, off she goes. I was relieved for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then it's like the weirdest wave of emotions, and all I've seen is her freaking arm and heard her scream. Then we sat there for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and I'm like, oh my god. And now I'm frantic. Honestly told myself the most horrific stories you could ever imagine, that they were about to come back and tell me horrendous news. That was all I could think. Took my mind off the fact that they were quite literally sewing me back together. But also that wait was brutal. I think it was half an hour. And I was like, no, I just want to know, is my baby alive, just tell me today, is she alive, is she okay? And they were like, in like 5 minutes, when they've sorted her out, Dad can go in and see her and come back and tell you Robbie goes. And then that wait, every minute, every second felt like a whole minute and a whole hour. He's taking videos and he comes back and he's showing me, and I'm like, oh, yeah.
So we're on the phone at the moment to the transport team.
Yeah.
So I think the surgeons need to meet her and just try and settle this into a silo.
It feels sadder now than it did then, because I can't even imagine her with one cannula in, let alone like so many and all this stuff and her guts hanging out. Like, because I've known no different of her at that point, it was like, oh my god, I don't know, because your expectations, you've kind of tried to prepare for a baby that isn't healthy. So being alive is like, wow, amazing. You're just sort of happy at that. Even though it does matter, but it doesn't matter that I can't hold her. I don't hold her for a very long time, as long as she's alive. It's just weird. That's the only way I can describe it. It's just very weird. And as comforting as it was to see those videos, I didn't ever feel comforted for long, because yes, she's alive, she's breathing, but she's not in a great state. Her body's, you know, inside out at this point. She's in the best place. However, she isn't actually at Great Ormond Street yet. The surgeons haven't said anything about her intestines. There's all these things that your brain starts after about half an hour being like, oh my god. Because what could happen to her in the time that I heard she was okay to now, and you're not with them. And I spent my entire pregnancy with her with me, and now she's not. Because she was in such a vulnerable state, in my head, in the time it's taken Robbie to come back and show me the videos, something could have changed. And it just doesn't feel right that she's not with me. Like, she hasn't even seen me. I'm her mum. Like, she's seconds old. The whole thing just felt wrong, even though in her condition that was how it was supposed to be, but doesn't feel right. And you try and prepare yourself, but it feels wrong. And I don't know if it's a blessing or a curse that she was my first, because I don't know any different, but I also know just instinctively that doesn't feel right. Does that make sense? And I wanted to see her, but obviously this is the reason why I originally didn't want a C-section, because I'm also a patient. I'm not able. I can't just get up and go in the room and see her. I find out she's okay, I see videos, and then I'm wheeled off on my own. And this is another thing that's hard, is I haven't got my baby who's been with me this whole time, but now I also haven't got her dad, and it's just me in a hospital, and I'm not feeling great. And this bit was the worst bit, but probably because I don't like that feeling anyway, like after anaesthetic and stuff. No, he does come back with me, but I know he's gonna leave me. That's it. He comes back up, I'm throwing up, I feel sick, it's horrible, I can't get comfortable, it's just awful. Hated that bar, hated not being able to move, being able to feel my legs, like, oh, I'm quite independent. Like, I am very independent, have been since I was literally a toddler. So for me not to be able to do anything was frustrating. There's only about half an hour before I've convinced myself Billy's condition has changed, and now she's not here with us. That good news that makes you feel good, for me, didn't last that long. Wait, is this part of the hospital story? I'll do the story time up until she goes to Great Ormond Street. That's the story time where tears may be had, because that was the hardest time of my life ever. This bit's a bit of a blur, but I just remember feeling really, really rough, wondering if she's okay. I believe she was in the NICU of this hospital, and then she was waiting for a bed at NICU in Great Ormond Street. An hour later, she comes up to me in her little transportation, which looked like a spaceship. I just remember crying the moment they just wheeled her through. Oh, did I say I was going to cry on the next one? I remember crying as they wheeled her through. I don't even know what I was thinking though. It was just like, oh, my baby, like my baby. And honestly, looking back, she didn't look well at all. Like, completely colourless, just there in a little hat they put her in, because I didn't even have a hat for her, sorry. They took photos of us, and she's just laying in her little thing next to me. I literally had like a minute, because obviously it's crucial that they get her to Great Ormond Street. Her and Robbie get in an ambulance, and they go to Great Ormond Street, and I'm left alone. And this was the bit where I just felt horrific. It was horrendous, and I was waiting for Naomi to come save me. During this time, I had to speak to the surgeons and like agree to things, and I was out of it, so I don't know how I was the one agreeing. Then she went, and I didn't see her for like another day. Oh, I feel sick. Yeah, like another day, and that's because I basically forced that on them. And when you hear the next story time, in hindsight, I probably should have waited another day, but that's another story that we'll get to. I'm trying to be like open and honest, but also not trying to like scare people, because listen, I said it before, I say it again, she's in there, fast asleep, happy and healthy. I'm not going to sit here and say it's easy, because it's actually the hardest thing ever. And when I was going through the hardest times in hospital, seeing the stories where it was straightforward, they were in and out, was annoying me, because I just wanted to know how a mum felt that it wasn't straightforward for, because I needed something to relate to. So if you want to see my part 3, subscribe, give the video a thumbs up. If you are pregnant with gastroschisis, you can message me, comment below, I'll answer anything. My nose is getting more blocked up by the second. It's making a weird noise. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video, which will be something a lot more lighthearted.